Welcome to our channel, where today we're diving into a powerful discussion about how to make the most of your life if you're in your 50s, with our experiences. It's natural that, as we age, certain aspects of life might begin to slow down. You might feel less energetic, less adventurous, or even less engaged with the world around you. But what if we told you that there are ways to shift your mindset and lifestyle, allowing you to reclaim some of that lost vitality? If you're watching this and you feel like life is slipping into a slower, less fulfilling pace, we're here to offer insights that will help you rediscover your inner drive and make your 50s a time of renewed purpose. Let's start by acknowledging that how we feel, both physically and mentally, is not entirely tied to our age. Many people in their 50s feel like they're aging faster than they actually are, and much of that can be linked to lifestyle choices, habits, and mindset. The good news is, it's never too late to turn things around. By making a few deliberate changes, you can reclaim that zest for life, sharpen your focus, and get back to enjoying activities that perhaps you thought were behind you. Today, we'll be sharing some practical tips that can help you regain the vitality you once had and live life with the energy and excitement that every stage of life deserves. One of the key things we'll talk about is the importance of staying active, not just physically but mentally and socially as well. Being engaged in meaningful activities can make a world of difference in how you perceive your age and capabilities. Whether it's finding new hobbies, challenging yourself intellectually, or reconnecting with old friends, these actions can stimulate both your mind and body, helping you feel more alive and connected. We'll explore some easy, yet impactful, activities that you can incorporate into your daily routine to help you feel more vibrant and less like you're fast-forwarding through life. Now, let's also talk about the power of your mindset. Often, we hear people say, "I feel old," but much of that is driven by how we think about aging. If you believe that your best years are behind you, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you change that narrative, you can change the way you experience life. We're going to discuss practical ways to shift your mindset, focusing on gratitude, embracing new challenges, and rejecting the notion that aging is something to dread. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with tools to help you approach each day with a renewed sense of purpose and energy. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button if you find value in this video, share it with someone who might need a bit of motivation, and subscribe to our channel for more insights like these. We're here to support you in making your 50s a time of growth, excitement, and transformation. So let's dive in and explore how you can live life feeling younger, more capable, and more fulfilled than you ever thought possible. What is your real goal? Is it the destination you see in your mind or the journey you're walking each day to reach it? Too often, people become consumed with the image of their goal, what they want, where they want to be, and lose sight of the steps, the processes, the habits that will get them there. The truth is, focusing solely on the end can rob you of the lessons, the strength, and the discipline that the journey itself offers. Each small step, each choice, is like a direction from a GPS guiding you toward your destination. But the map only works if you follow it. So, if you're too focused on the finish line, you might ignore the turns, the stops, the challenges along the way that are essential for growth. Let us speak candidly here. Think about the people you surround yourself with. If someone constantly drains your energy, isn't that like a warning light flashing on your dashboard? It's a signal that something is off. Some relationships are like potholes. They slow you down, jar your momentum, and leave you feeling worn out. Why would you keep driving on a road full of obstacles when you have the choice to take another path? Sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself is to limit your time with those who pull you down. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it's necessary for your mental and emotional well-being. And then there's the matter of caring too much about what others think. We've all been there. You say something, and instantly, you wonder how it was received. Did they like it? Did you sound confident? But here's a freeing truth: the less you care about how others perceive you, the more at peace you will become. Worrying about every opinion is like walking with weights tied to your ankles. It slows you down, makes each step feel heavy. When you release that, you begin to walk lighter, faster, with more freedom. The world around you becomes less chaotic, and you start to see things more clearly, things like your own values and purpose. Think about your friends. Each interaction, each laugh, each shared moment holds value. Now, imagine if you cherished every encounter as if it were the last. How differently would you show up in those moments? Would you be more present, more genuine? You see, we often forget that life is fleeting, and the people we care about won't always be there. So, why not love fully, speak honestly, and appreciate deeply while they are? Time is the one resource we never get back, so use it wisely, especially with those who matter most. Let's shift to a broader idea of health: your diet. What comes to mind first? Food, probably. But your diet is more than just what you eat. It's the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the people you allow into your space. You could eat the healthiest meals, but if your mind is fed with negativity, distractions, or toxic influences, you're still malnourished. Be mindful of the content you allow into your life, whether it's through social media, news, or even casual gossip. Choose what nourishes your soul, not just what entertains or distracts you for a moment. And about exercise, this is where so many people overlook the obvious. Exercise is the most underutilized antidepressant. When you move your body, you're not just building muscle or losing weight. You're shifting your mental state, reducing stress, and boosting your mood. The power of physical activity extends far beyond the gym. It's a tool for mental clarity and emotional balance. Yet, how often do we neglect it, reaching instead for quick fixes like unhealthy food, scrolling through social media, or staying glued to a screen? Remember, your body is designed to move. And when it does, your mind follows suit. Speaking of food, think of it as the most abused drug. We use it to comfort ourselves, to fill voids, to celebrate, and even to distract. But what if you approached eating with the same mindfulness you bring to meditation or prayer? What if each bite was taken with intention, considering how it nourishes your body and fuels your mind? The relationship you have with food reflects how you treat yourself. Are you nurturing yourself, or are you seeking quick gratification at the expense of long-term well-being? Now, let's touch on something most people overlook: your relationship with technology. How often do you spend hours mindlessly scrolling, consuming content that adds no value to your life? When was the last time you spent a few hours away from your phone, truly engaged in the world around you? A great life is lived outside, not in front of a screen. It's in the conversations you have, the experiences you share, the fresh air you breathe. Each moment spent glued to a device is a moment missed in real life. So, make it a habit to disconnect regularly and reconnect with the world that's happening in front of you. The steps you take today define the life you live tomorrow. This is where people often fall short. They dream big but neglect the daily actions that lead to those dreams. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a future goal, but without consistent action, that goal remains a distant fantasy. The real magic lies in your ability to show up every day, to take those small steps even when you don't feel like it. That's how progress is made. So, focus on those steps, not just the goal itself. Surrounding yourself with the right people is essential. They can either lift you up or pull you down. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. If you want to grow, be around those who inspire growth. If you want peace, be around those who radiate calm. And if someone is constantly draining your energy, take it as a clear signal to create distance. As you go through life, remember this: Peace comes when you stop caring about what others think of you. The more you try to please everyone, the more you lose yourself. Focus on living according to your values, not someone else's expectations. When you do this, you'll find that the opinions of others hold far less weight. Life is unpredictable, and nothing is guaranteed. Cherish every moment with your friends and loved ones as if it were your last. Too often, we take the people around us for granted, assuming they'll always be there. But the truth is, they won't. So, be present in every interaction. Make your time with them count. Your health is more than physical, it's mental, emotional, and even spiritual. The food you eat, the information you take in, and the people you surround yourself with all contribute to your well-being. So, nourish your mind and body with what truly serves you. Discipline may not always feel rewarding in the moment, but the results it produces can change the entire trajectory of your life. Imagine it like planting a tree. At first, it's just a seed in the dirt, requiring patience, care, and effort. You won't see immediate results, but with time, that seed grows roots and begins to bloom into something strong and magnificent. The process may be slow and tedious, but the reward, a fully grown tree providing shade and fruit, is undeniably worth it. So, while discipline may seem grueling at times, the results are what matter in the long run, shaping your future self. Today is the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be again. Let that sink in. This moment right now is the only one like it in your entire life. You can't go back, and the future is coming whether you're ready or not. It's both a sobering thought and an inspiring one. Instead of allowing this to fill you with anxiety, let it motivate you. The fleeting nature of time means there's no better moment than now to take action, to make decisions, and to shape the life you want. Waiting for the perfect time is simply letting time slip away. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing and comparing their lives to your own. Your path was never meant to look like theirs. Each of us is walking a different journey, molded by our unique experiences, challenges, and gifts. The road you're on is yours alone, and it's up to you to make it meaningful. When you compare your journey to others, it's like comparing two completely different stories with different characters, plots, and endings. Instead, focus on crafting your own story, one that's true to who you are and not who you think you should be based on what others are doing. Let's be real, 90% of people don't care about your problems, and the other 10% might even be pleased you have them. This isn't meant to discourage you, but to remind you of a simple truth. Most people are too caught up in their own lives to be deeply invested in yours. We often overestimate how much others think about us, when in reality, they're mostly concerned with themselves. So, instead of seeking validation or sympathy from others, learn to rely on yourself. The only person who truly knows what you're going through and can help you through it is you. When challenges arise, don't face them as you are now, send in a more powerful version of yourself. Whether it's the fierce determination of a wolf or the loyal perseverance of a hound, there's a stronger, more resilient part of you waiting to be unleashed. It's in difficult times that we're forced to dig deeper, to tap into strengths we didn't know we had. And every challenge presents that opportunity to become more than you were before. Instead of shrinking in the face of adversity, step forward as a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Be careful with how much love, care, and affection you give to others because, unfortunately, people tend to undervalue what is given too easily. This isn't about being stingy with your love, but about recognizing that people often take for granted what comes without effort. Just as we appreciate something more when we've worked for it, people will value your care more when they've earned it. It's not about playing games, it's about understanding human nature. Be generous with your heart, but wise with how you share it. The universe may be vast and infinite, but the limitations of human understanding are staggering. There's no shortage of people who refuse to think critically or deeply. It's important to recognize this and be discerning about where you invest your time and energy. Not every idea deserves your attention, and not every person is worth arguing with. Protect your mental space by engaging only in conversations that matter and with people who seek wisdom and growth, not those who are content with ignorance. The world is not just a dangerous place because of those who commit evil, but also because of those who watch it happen and do nothing. Silence in the face of wrong is complicity. We can't always stop the harm others cause, but we can choose not to be passive bystanders. Standing up for what is right requires courage, and that courage often comes at a cost. But it's a cost worth paying because inaction allows darkness to grow unchecked. Every time you choose to act against injustice, no matter how small, you are making a difference. Solitude can feel like a burden in youth, but with maturity, it becomes something to savor. When you're young, being alone often feels like loneliness, a void you're desperate to fill with people or distractions. But as you grow, solitude turns into something much richer. It becomes a space where you can hear your own thoughts, reflect deeply, and understand yourself better. In these moments of quiet, you often find the clarity and peace that busy company can never provide. So, don't run from solitude, embrace it, especially as you mature, for it will give you wisdom. When someone exits your life, it's not the end of your story, it's just the closing of their chapter in it. We often cling to relationships or people, believing their departure signals a loss. But in reality, it's simply a part of life's rhythm. Some people are only meant to walk with you for a while before their path diverges from yours. Their leaving doesn't diminish your worth or the value of the time you shared. It just means their role in your story has ended, and new characters will enter, bringing new lessons and experiences. We are shaped by what we think about most of the time. If your mind is constantly filled with fear, negativity, or doubt, your life will reflect that. On the other hand, if you focus on growth, optimism, and strength, you'll see those qualities manifest in your daily life. Your thoughts are like seeds. Whatever you plant in your mind will eventually grow. So, be mindful of what you allow to take root in your mind. Feed it thoughts that align with the person you want to become. Without a clear vision for the future, people will often find themselves returning to their past. When you don't know where you're going, it's easy to fall back into old habits, revisit old relationships, or repeat past mistakes. A vision is like a map, it gives you direction and purpose. Even when the road is difficult or unclear, having a vision keeps you moving forward. Without it, you'll be tempted to look back, but remember, you can't grow by constantly revisiting the past. The future belongs to those who keep their eyes on it. When you allow others to convince you of things that defy logic or your own values, you open the door to harmful actions. Believing in absurdities often leads to committing atrocities, because once you surrender your mind to nonsense, you lose the ability to discern right from wrong. Guard your beliefs carefully. Don't let others impose their irrational ideas on you. Stay rooted in truth, and trust your own judgment. The moment you stop thinking for yourself is the moment you lose control over your actions. Let us begin with a question. Have you ever stopped to think about how your daily choices will shape the person you are becoming? The habits you form, the actions you take, even the vices you tolerate, all of these things gradually become part of your identity. And as time passes, they become harder to change. It's like carving grooves into a stone. At first, they're shallow and easily altered, but as you keep going, those grooves deepen and solidify. So, what kind of grooves are you carving into your life? Are they ones that will lead you to growth and fulfillment, or are they leading you down a path of regret? The power lies in what you choose today. Now, when you wake up in the morning, how do you approach your day? Do you dive straight into the hardest, most uncomfortable task, or do you push it aside, hoping it will magically become easier later on? This principle of eating the frog, as some call it, is about prioritizing the most important tasks first. Why? Because when you tackle the most challenging part of your day early on, everything that follows feels lighter, more manageable. You're setting the tone for productivity and success. Just imagine the sense of relief and accomplishment when, before noon, you've already conquered the biggest hurdle. Doesn't that change how you see the rest of your day? Let's move on to the environments you immerse yourself in. Have you ever noticed how the people you surround yourself with, the conversations you engage in, and the rooms you walk into, can either elevate or diminish you? The spaces you enter have a profound influence on your mindset, your opportunities, and your growth. That's why it's crucial to invest in being part of high-level environments, masterminds, conferences, or networks where people are striving for more. When you surround yourself with individuals who challenge you, who inspire you, you elevate your own potential. Are you making a conscious effort to step into those rooms that can transform you? Let's not forget one of the most significant decisions you'll ever make, choosing a partner in life. It's easy to get swept up by physical attraction, but relationships that thrive long-term are built on much deeper foundations. You want a partner whose values align with yours, someone whose character will support and enhance your journey, not distract or diminish it. Looks can fade, but a solid, dependable character stands the test of time. When you think about your future, are you choosing a partner based on fleeting charm, or are you seeking someone whose inner qualities will enrich your life? Speaking of investments, let's talk about money. So many of us work hard for our earnings, but never truly learn how to make our money work for us. The idea isn't just to save, but to invest, learning how to turn your dollars into more dollars through wise financial decisions. Money, when managed well, can create opportunities and freedom, but if mishandled, it will only lead to stress and scarcity. Are you letting your money slip through your fingers, or are you investing in your future, making it grow steadily over time? And then, there's something as simple and profound as the food you consume. The connection between your gut and your brain is powerful. What you eat directly affects your mental clarity, your mood, your energy levels. Poor food choices can lead to a sluggish mind and body, while nourishing your body with high-quality food can fuel your creativity, your focus, and your vitality. How often do we neglect the fact that what we put into our body shapes how we think and feel? Is your diet enhancing your mental and emotional well-being, or is it dulling your mind? Another significant emotional milestone is learning to forgive your parents. We all have our stories, our histories, and sometimes we hold on to resentments or frustrations, believing that our parents could have done better. But the truth is, they did the best they could with the knowledge and experience they had. Holding on to that weight only burdens you, while forgiveness sets you free. Are you ready to release that emotional baggage and give yourself the freedom to move forward without resentment? Let's talk about financial security for a moment. It's easy to get caught up in the present, spending what you earn and focusing on your immediate needs. But setting aside at least 10% of what you make, even when you're in debt, builds a foundation of stability. This isn't just about having a safety net for emergencies. It's about creating peace of mind, knowing that you are building a cushion for the future. Are you prioritizing saving for tomorrow, or are you living solely in the present, leaving nothing for the future? Discomfort. It's something we often try to avoid, but let's reframe it. Discomfort is a signal that you're growing. Growth is rarely comfortable. If you're too comfortable, chances are you're not stretching yourself. Life's greatest achievements, whether personal or professional, come from stepping outside of what's familiar. So, the next time you feel discomfort, instead of resisting it, lean into it. Embrace it as a sign that you're moving beyond your limits. Are you running from discomfort, or are you embracing it as a sign of transformation? Mentorship. So many of us try to figure everything out on our own, but the truth is, no matter how much you read or study, there's nothing quite like having a mentor who has already walked the path you're on. Mentors can offer wisdom, shortcuts, and guidance that save you years of trial and error. They can see your blind spots and help you navigate challenges more effectively. Are you investing in finding mentors who can help accelerate your growth, or are you trying to do it all alone, taking the long and harder route? When it comes to life's milestones, such as marriage and having children, it's important to remember that these are deeply personal decisions. There's often societal pressure to follow a certain timeline, but the truth is, only you know when the time is right for these big steps. Your journey is your own, and rushing into life's milestones because of external expectations can lead to regret. Are you following your own timeline, or are you letting others dictate when you should take these important steps? Relationships, in general, have a profound impact on our lives. Who you spend time with influences your mood, your mindset, and even your future. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who encourage your growth, and who challenge you to be your best self. On the other hand, if you're surrounded by negativity or people who hold you back, it becomes much harder to reach your potential. Are you surrounding yourself with those who push you to grow, or are you stuck in environments that stunt your development? Self-reflection. This is a habit that many overlook, but it's one of the most powerful tools for growth. Taking time regularly to reflect on your actions, your decisions, and your path ensures that you're aligned with your goals and values. It allows you to make adjustments and course corrections before you drift too far off track. Are you taking the time to reflect on where you're headed, or are you moving through life on autopilot? And let's address perfection. Perfection is a myth. It's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Every day is an opportunity to be better than you were yesterday. The habits you build, the people you choose to surround yourself with, the decisions you make, all of these are steps in the journey of becoming the person you are meant to be. Life is not a straight line, it's full of twists, turns, and lessons. So, are you focusing on progress, or are you stuck chasing an impossible standard of perfection that holds you back from moving forward? Your brain is like a piece of software. It's upgraded by reading, learning new skills, and choosing the right people to surround yourself with. This statement invites us to reflect deeply on the power of the mind and its capacity for continuous growth. Imagine your brain as a program that is constantly evolving. But like any software, it requires updates, fresh input, and regular maintenance. Many people overlook this, allowing their thoughts to become stale, their habits to fall into complacency, and their potential to stagnate. Yet, here you are, seeking improvement, ready to sharpen your mental tools. Recognizing that this journey begins with your choices is the first step. Consider those arbitrary timelines society often presents, the ones that tell you where you should be by a certain age, what you should have accomplished, and how your life should look. These timelines are not universal truths, they are social constructs, often rooted in comparison and external validation. You must free yourself from the pressure of these expectations. Your path is your own, unique and incomparable. The timing of your achievements is not dictated by others' opinions, but by your own rhythm, your own growth. In the Stoic tradition, we are reminded that peace comes from within, from trusting the process rather than competing with it. Focus to your physical health. The idea of reaching a level where food and pharmaceutical companies no longer profit off you is not just about rejecting processed products or avoiding medication. It's about reclaiming ownership over your body and your choices. So often, we fall into the traps laid out by convenience and marketing, but true freedom lies in discipline. When you take care of your physical well-being, you are building resilience, fortifying yourself against the systems that profit from neglect. A healthy body is the foundation for a strong mind, and both are essential for a life lived on your terms. One of the most detrimental habits we see is self-pity. When you wallow in self-pity, you are not simply feeling sad about your circumstances, you are cultivating a mindset of helplessness. Every time you argue for your limitations, you reinforce this narrative of powerlessness. Stoicism teaches us that excuses are the chains that bind us to mediocrity. You are capable of so much more than you think, but that potential is only unlocked when you stop defending your reasons for failure. Challenge yourself to rise above the urge to feel sorry for yourself, and you will begin to see how much power you truly have. Now, tracking your progress. What you measure is what you manage. This principle is as simple as it is powerful. Whether you are working on your fitness, your finances, or your personal development, the act of tracking your efforts brings awareness to the areas that need attention. It's easy to drift through life without a clear sense of direction, but once you start measuring your actions, you gain control. However, don't mistake this for obsessing over perfection. Tracking is not about adding stress to your life, it's about creating clarity. It's a tool to help you stay on course and to hold yourself accountable. The people you surround yourself with are another critical aspect of your growth. It's often said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and this rings true. Your environment, the individuals you allow into your inner circle, shape your thinking, your habits, and ultimately, your life. A Stoic philosopher would advise you to choose your companions wisely, for their influence is subtle but profound. Align yourself with people who elevate you, who inspire you to be better, and you'll find that your progress accelerates in ways you never thought possible. Patience is another virtue that we must cultivate on this journey. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, it can be tempting to seek shortcuts or quick fixes. But real, meaningful progress is often slow and steady. Think of a tree. Its roots grow deep before its branches reach for the sky. In the same way, your growth may not always be visible at first, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. The small, consistent actions you take every day are what lead to lasting change. Stay patient, trust the process, and know that the results will come in time. Adversity is inevitable. Life will throw challenges your way, sometimes unexpectedly, sometimes relentlessly. But the key to thriving through these difficult moments is resilience. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about facing it with a steadfast spirit. Stoicism teaches us to embrace adversity, to see it as a teacher rather than an enemy. Every obstacle you encounter is an opportunity for growth, for refinement of your character. When you face difficulties head-on, you emerge stronger, more capable, and better equipped to handle whatever comes next. Mastery is often misunderstood. It is not merely about becoming proficient in a skill or task, it's about a deep, intimate understanding of yourself. Self-mastery is the ultimate goal, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, and the patterns that govern your behavior. The Stoics were masters of introspection. They believed that true strength comes from within, from the ability to govern one's own mind. To achieve mastery, you must take time each day to reflect on your actions, your decisions, and your thoughts. This daily practice of self-awareness is what will guide you toward mastery over your life. Perspective is everything. Often, it's not the events in our lives that cause us distress, but how we interpret those events. You have the power to shift your perspective, to view challenges as opportunities, to see setbacks as stepping stones. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This shift in mindset is transformative. When you realize that your reaction is within your control, you reclaim your power. No longer are you a victim of circumstance, you become the author of your own experience. Gratitude is a practice that should not be overlooked. It's easy to focus on what's missing, on what you have yet to achieve. But when you take the time to appreciate what you already have, you cultivate a mindset of abundance. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to fulfillment, from scarcity to plenty. This shift is subtle but powerful. When you are grateful, you ground yourself in the present moment, and you remind yourself of the blessings that already exist in your life. This practice strengthens your resilience and reinforces your commitment to growth. Acceptance is another pillar of Stoic philosophy. There will always be elements of life that are beyond your control. This is an uncomfortable truth for many, but it is a reality we must embrace. Acceptance does not mean passivity or resignation. It means understanding the limits of your influence and focusing your energy on what you can change. When you accept the things you cannot control, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and suffering. You find peace in the chaos because you are no longer resisting reality, you are working in harmony with it. Purpose is the driving force behind all meaningful action. Without purpose, even the most straightforward tasks can feel burdensome. But when you have a clear sense of why you are doing something, it infuses your actions with meaning and motivation. Purpose is what sustains you through difficult times, what keeps you going when the path is unclear. The Stoics understood that a life without purpose is a life adrift. So, take the time to identify your purpose, your reason for pursuing growth. Let it guide you, and you will find that even the most challenging obstacles become manageable. Remember that you are not a static being. You are not limited by your current circumstances, nor are you bound by the expectations of others. Like software, your mind is constantly evolving, capable of being upgraded and improved. Each day offers a new opportunity for growth, for learning, and for becoming the person you aspire to be. But this transformation is in your hands. No one else can do it for you. Own your mind, your body, and your decisions, and in doing so, you will not only elevate yourself but also inspire those around you. Have you ever wondered why, as you progress in life, your circle of friends starts to change? This is a truth many of us resist at first, but if you step back and reflect on it, you'll see that it's a natural part of growth. Life demands evolution, and with that, the people around us often shift as well. Some friendships that once seemed indispensable slowly fade away, while new, more aligned connections take their place. You might find yourself thinking, why is this happening? But rather than clinging to the past, consider this a sign that you're leveling up, and with each new level, different people are meant to walk alongside you. Now, let's talk about something often underestimated: sleep. You may have heard countless advice on diet, exercise, and productivity, but let me ask you this: how often have you prioritized your sleep with the same rigor? The truth is, without proper rest, even the best diet or the hardest workout regimen won't do you much good. Getting a solid 8 hours of sleep is more crucial than food at times. Why? Because when you're sleep deprived, you're not only unproductive, you become the worst version of yourself. The mind fogs over, emotions spiral, and your ability to make sound decisions crumbles. Sleep is the foundation of your mental clarity, and clarity is what allows you to thrive. Here's something simple, yet often overlooked: take a walk in nature. It's easy to get swept up in the latest health trends or listen to advice from endless gurus, but have you ever noticed how a 30-minute walk outside can be more rejuvenating than any podcast, supplement, or motivational video? There's something about immersing yourself in the natural world that quiets the mind and reconnects you with your own rhythm. So when stress creeps in or your mind feels overloaded, don't overcomplicate things. Step outside, breathe deeply, and let nature do what it does best: heal and restore. Your body, just like a piece of hardware, needs regular maintenance and upgrades. Imagine if you neglected your phone or computer for months. Eventually, it would slow down, become inefficient, and fail to serve you. Your body is no different. Cardio, stretching, lifting weights, these are your upgrades. You may think that pushing your body to new limits is unnecessary, especially when you feel fine, but the truth is, it's about longevity. The investment you make in your physical health today will pay dividends in your future, allowing you to age with strength and vitality rather than decay. There's a season for everything, and that includes where you live. In your younger years, cities filled with energy, opportunities, and excitement are where you should immerse yourself. The pace will match your ambitions, and the constant movement will fuel your drive. But as you grow older, tranquility becomes a different kind of treasure. At some point, the noise and hustle of the city will lose its appeal, and you'll start to crave the peace that small towns offer. The quiet, the simplicity, it becomes a balm for the soul, allowing you to reflect on the life you've built without the constant distraction of the world around you. Living a fulfilling life isn't about seeking comfort, it's about confronting discomfort head-on. The things you desire the most often lie just beyond your fears. So, if you want to live fully, you must be willing to face those fears and push through them. It's in those moments of discomfort that growth happens. Think about it. How many times have you avoided doing something because it scared you? And how many of those moments were the very ones that had the potential to change your life for the better? Lean into the discomfort, because that's where life truly happens. Now, let's get practical for a moment. Financial stress is one of the biggest contributors to anxiety, and yet, many people overlook the simplest way to avoid it: clearing your credit card each month. It may sound basic, but it's about discipline. If you don't, the interest piles up, and before you know it, you're in a cycle that's hard to escape. By making it a habit to clear that debt every month, you free yourself from financial strain and the mental burden that comes with it. It's one small action that pays off in peace of mind. When it comes to advice, let's not take it at face value. You'll be bombarded with suggestions from every corner of your life: parents, friends, strangers online. But here's the key: test everything. Apply it in your own life, and if it works, great. If not, discard it. No one knows your life better than you do. It's easy to follow someone else's blueprint, but the truth is, you need to create your own. What works for one person may not work for you, and that's okay. Live by your own rules, not the ones imposed on you by others. You may have heard that if you want to achieve better outcomes, you need to surround yourself with better people. This doesn't mean you abandon your current friends, but it does mean that as you grow, you need to expose yourself to those who challenge and inspire you. Look around you. Are the people in your life pushing you to be the best version of yourself? If not, it's time to level up. It's not about cutting ties. It's about raising your standards for the kind of energy you allow into your life. Happiness isn't something to be delayed or postponed for some distant future. How often do we say, "I'll be happy when"? But the truth is, happiness is something you design for the present moment. It's not an end goal, it's a state of being that you cultivate through your choices and mindset. Waiting for some external circumstance to bring you joy is a trap. Instead, focus on creating happiness now, in the little moments, through gratitude, purpose, and presence. Trust is fragile. It takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. In relationships, both personal and professional, trust is the foundation. Once it's broken, no amount of effort can fully restore it to what it once was. So be mindful of the trust you place in others, and equally important, be mindful of how you handle the trust others place in you. It's one of the most valuable currencies in human connection. Not every relationship is meant to last forever, and maturity often means recognizing that. We hold on to relationships out of nostalgia or obligation, even when they no longer serve us. Sometimes, the healthiest thing you can do is let go. Some relationships simply cannot be fixed, and that's okay. Understanding this will save you a great deal of heartache and allow you to focus on the connections that truly add value to your life. The way you talk to yourself matters more than you might realize. Every word, every thought you direct inward affects your reality. You are always listening to yourself. If your inner dialogue is harsh and critical, it will shape your self-esteem and confidence in negative ways. But if you learn to speak kindly to yourself, to be your own advocate, you'll notice how much more empowered you feel. Be your own biggest supporter because no one else is as close to your thoughts as you are. Sometimes, the most private life is the one that wins. In a world obsessed with sharing every detail of our lives, there's power in keeping some things to yourself. Your plans, your progress, hold them close until they're realized. By doing so, you protect your energy from external distractions and judgments. It's in the quiet, behind closed doors, that real success is born. Love, at its core, is when another person's happiness becomes just as important as your own. True love isn't about possession or control. It's about seeing the other person flourish, even if it requires sacrifices on your part. When you love someone deeply, their joy becomes intertwined with yours, and their pain feels like your own. It's not always easy, but it's the kind of love that endures. Real love is less about what you get and more about what you give. It's in this selflessness that love finds its greatest strength. If you want to succeed tomorrow, the best time to prepare is today. Life is unpredictable, and while you can't foresee everything that will happen, preparation allows you to face whatever comes your way with confidence. Whether it's a career, a relationship, or a personal goal, taking steps today sets the foundation for success tomorrow. Don't leave your future a chance, take control of it by preparing now. Even the smallest steps can lead to significant progress over time. The future belongs to those who are ready to embrace it.